Yo, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Mandem Talk. We are live, people. We are here, man. Back of Carrick's first 5 games in charge. 4 wins and a draw. The draw came against West Ham, 1-0 down, and we managed to get a last-minute equaliser from Benjamin Sheshko. But yeah, people, big up to everyone locked in. Please do hit the like button ever right now. Do not stop. Do not do anything else. Hit the like button straight away. Get the algorithm pushing. Rance, what are you telling me, man? You good?
Yeah, bless, man. Big up, man.
Come on, bro. Big up to you. Big up to you. Rhino's in the building. What you say, Rhino?
Yeah, we're blessed. We're blessed, man. We're blessed by the grace of God. You feel me? But you lot, make sure you smash up the likes. We're gonna talk some good, sensible conversations, man. Because to be honest, you know, we're seeing some positive things. You feel me? So we got to speak about it, man.
Come on, definitely. We got man like AJ. What are you telling me, AJ? You're on mute.
Yeah, man. Good to be here, man. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, man. Big up to you. Big up to you. And we got man like Marcel in the building, man. What are you telling me, Marcel? You get me?
Yeah, well, God, man. Big up everyone. Big up the man. It's been a little while, man. It's been, well, not a little while. It's maybe a couple of weeks, but it's been good, man. And obviously, everyone smashed the likes. It's going to be a good conversation. I'm assuming more people will come in.
Yeah,
it should be.
Not the kind of scenario that we was hoping for. I would have expected maybe we're in a very jubilant mood, you know, one of the lower quality teams in the league. But, you know, we're here, man. And like what Rhino's saying, I think it's going to be a constructive debate right now.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Big up everyone locked in. But yeah, listen, the title of the video is what have we learned in the first 5 games of Michael Carrick. I mean, I can only start by saying, man, it's been a good start, man. I think if you'd have told me 4 wins out of 5 in your first 5 Premier League games, not, you know, when people put it together of like all competitions, it kind of looks like, well, it's not really great in it. You feel me? There's a couple of Carabao Cups in there, a couple of FA Cup wins, Europa League maybe, but this one is like first 5 Premier League games. I would have bit your hand over it, man. I would say, yo, you what? Man City, Arsenal, Tottenham, Fulham, but then you draw to West Ham. And to be fair, I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I did call the West Ham game to be one of the most difficult games out of the running, because I felt like they not only were they in a little bit of a form, I think Somerville had like 5 goals in its last 5 games. We rarely perform over there, if I'm being honest with you. Like we've got a bad record there. You know, 13 out of 15 is solid. You know what I mean?
Key, that's key.
Yeah, man can start saying, "Oh, but look when United fell off." Nah, listen, mate, it's not about that, bro. Like we've been absolutely doing nothing under Ruben Amorim, and my man, not only did he win 4 games in a row, Ruben Amorim didn't do. He won 3 games in a row in 3 games. You feel me? Something that it took the previous manager, over a year to do. So I can't lie. Like, as much as people are disheartened by yesterday, don't get me wrong, we all want to win. I was like, oh man, we should have won that game, really and truly. But I reflected this morning. I woke up this morning. I was like, you know what? It ain't bad. It ain't bad, bro. West Ham, they're a decent team under the manager they've got right now. And they've had some decent wins here and there. They went to Tottenham ground. I know it's an easy ground to go to right now, but they went and beat them. They beat Burnley. So, yeah, man.
I think didn't they beat Chelsea as well?
They beat Chelsea as well. No, they beat Chelsea.
I think they drew.
I think they drew. I think he beat. I'm thinking of Fulham. I think Fulham beat Chelsea. I'm thinking of Fulham.
Fulham beat Chelsea. Yeah, I think Chelsea had to come back from 2-0 down to beat them. So
that was a very
close game. You get me? So I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Like Rance, I start with you, bro. But I think for me, bro, like we're in a good place right now, especially the 5 games we've started right now.
Oh, 100%. Like I didn't really see. I didn't see the negatives yesterday. I didn't see them. Like, one mistake cost us. Luke Shaw made a mistake, but Luke Shaw does make mistakes. Like, so we didn't learn anything. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't learn nothing there. He's still been good in 4 of the last 5 games. He just made a mistake yesterday and it cost us. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they weren't creating loads of chances. We defended well for the most part. And then obviously when we had to throw caution to the wind, we had to rely on Lenny Euro. Brilliant defending, but that's always gonna happen when you're chasing a game, bro. So you have to make allowances for your team being wide open when you're going for it. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't attack and defend at the same time. So we went to attack. We tried to win the game from 1-0 down. We were left open. We defended well. But for the most part, our goalkeeper was a spectator yesterday. Played against a team that didn't come to play football, and they were always just going to try and take whatever we gave them. And we gave them something. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's just all it was, bro. Like, clearance off the line, if that goes in, it's a different game, probably win 4-0. That's the reality. Do you know what I'm saying? And then the Cass one disallowed. Again, if that goes in, different game again, bro.
Yes.
Like, even Michael Carrick, yeah.
Rants, the kneecap on that one was pissing me off.
Brother,
You can see when they highlight his kneecap, I said, bro.
Michael Carrick, paused the substitution because he thought that we scored the goal, yeah, and the momentum was with us, so there was no reason to make the change then. Do you know what I'm saying? Because we had them under the cosh. So when people are saying, yeah, he should have made the sub earlier, he could have made the sub earlier, but at the same time, we was in complete control, bruv. So as a manager, you're just waiting, is something going to happen? And we had enough individuals on the pitch to do something, and unfortunately, they didn't play well, bruv. That's it. Like, Cunha didn't play well, Mbeumo didn't play well, Ahmed didn't play well, Bruno didn't play well. And if you're attacking 4 players don't have a good game in a game like this, you're going to struggle to create chances anyway, bro. So I don't put this result on the manager. If anything, the manager got us the draw, bruv. Because he's the one that went...
this game in isolation, though, Rance? Do we look at this game in isolation, or do we look at it and say the energy levels were off, the potential to play 2-3 games a week? Is there a bit of
you have to look at the game in isolation. In a sense, you have to look at it in isolation, and the reason why you have to look at the game in isolation is, every game's a different game.
Yeah,
that's the reality. West Ham, we're not going to play many teams that set up the way West Ham set up, bro. West Ham are in a relegation fight, bro. People forget. They're an informed West Ham, 3 wins in the last 5. They're fighting for their lives, bro. Like, they're in the relegation zone. So they was coming for a draw, bro. And they wasn't trying to take no risks. If we don't make a mistake, they don't score. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's one of them ones where we're not going to come up against teams like this. And also, how often are you going to play a game and all 4 of your attackers are just off it, bro? Like, it doesn't happen.
I think we will face games where we play against low blocks. I think especially if we're trying to get to...
No, but not that style of low block. Yesterday was the nastiest of the nasty low blocks. Like, they weren't even trying to attack. Like, bro, it's different. Like, bro, you play against teams that sit back and they try and break. They weren't even trying to break.
Yeah. They didn't do anything. What did they create, though? Let's be honest. They didn't really create
nothing.
Like,
we just gave them that.
Yeah.
Even that, they were defending a corner and then the left back fucking hoofed it.
Bro.
Yeah.
Nasty.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
Luke Shaw has to really manage that well.
Just head the ball, bro.
You're 30 years old. You're meant to be a senior pro now, bro. You've got to be able to understand where that bounce is gonna come, and then just like take it in stride, bro. It's just that if Dogu did that, or somebody who's a bit more younger and inexperienced, I would have been like fair play. But you are an experienced pro, Luke Shaw, man. Yeah. You've got to be managing that, bro. How many have you done? How many have you seen in your career that sort of move?
But also, the fans would have been frying, man, if it was Dogu, blood. You have to keep it 100 because that's a big mistake.
Big mistake, bro. And then for me, after that, what happens? Yeah, cool. Lissandra should come across, but what happens is you allow the ball to get to that position because that was never going anywhere. If you didn't dealt with that and just done whatever you need to do with that ball, we would not be in this. And West Ham don't score. They don't.
And if they don't score,
away, bro,
we probably win the game 2-3-0, bro. Like, that's the reality. If we get the first blood, it's over for West Ham because their game plan goes out the window now.
Yeah, I agree. I agree massively, 100%.
So you have to look at the game in isolation. You have to, bro, because it was a weird game, bro. And how many times under this manager have we either had a goal disallowed, or a goal line clearance and that, bro? Like, we're putting pressure on teams, bro. Like, we are putting pressure on teams, bro. We played some good football. There was some very good passages of play in that game where we were beating the press because they were pressing well and then they were sitting back and we were playing through them. We did some good things, but the quality in the final third was individual based, bro. Ahmad was off it, bro. He's the player we expected. Jink and make little half chances and that. Even when he went down for the penalty, just stay on your feet, bro. Like, because you got past your guy, stay on your feet.
Once I knew that Bruno was off it, Ahmad was off it, Cunha was off it, and Boomer was off it. I genuinely was like, yeah, this isn't our night. And we can look at Carrick and be like, who do you bring off the bench? Obviously, it was Sesko, and when Sesko did come off the bench, you see the impact he gave, but he was still rusty when he came on. Xerxes, I felt for me, was a little bit more clean in what he was trying to do. I felt like he looked a bit more kind of better in the two substitutions. But when you have that many players on a night like that and they're off, it's very difficult to win a game of football. I'm sorry, guys, like that. That's the way I kind of looked at it. Too many men went missing, bro. How can you have every single man missing, bro? Like, and that's your strike force. Because I thought Kobe and Cass played well. I thought Kobe was actually more on the front foot than bloody Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, it was Kobe, Cass, Lissandro stepping into midfield as well. Like, them three were just popping the ball, yeah. But, bro, this is why, yeah.
Even
if you're
when
gonna
Euro came on as well.
What's that?
He helped to progress the ball. Euro, when Euro came on as well.
And he carries it. But the thing is, if you've got a manager that wants to progress the ball centrally, then you need to recruit for him, bro. Players like Bruno and Mbumo in games like this, against low blocks where there's no space, them man ain't got the feet to play when there's no space, innit? So you need profiles of players for low blocks, bro. This is where teams like City are better equipped to deal with these teams because they've got players that can do stuff, bro. Like, even the goal they scored, I can't remember the game. I think it was the first leg against Newcastle, and Nori and Cherky just ripped them apart down the left-hand side.
Yes.
Like, we don't have players that can do that. Like, we don't.
Yeah. And if it is,
our left-hand side ain't that good as well either. So when we need our left-hand side to turn up, it's not going to happen. You feel me? Especially when Dorgu's out as well. Yeah. Not to say he's like a world beater, but he adds another dynamic that can help us unpick the low block. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. AJ, what's your kind of take from the game, bro? In terms of the game and the setup, and obviously, did you think we should have won the game? What's your take on the game?
I think it's one of them ones where I think you do have to look at it in the grand scheme of things. Obviously, we want to win every game. I know a lot of people going on about that haircut, but that haircut doesn't even matter to me. I'll be honest. It's more to me about how the team's progress. And obviously, I said to you lot that for me, it was more about the 5 games after the Arsenal City game, innit? And how that would go. Obviously, we beat Fulham, we beat Tottenham, come against West Ham. I think this one was probably the most difficult based off what you guys have said already in terms of we played against a low block, etc., etc. I did have a slight qualm with Carrick. I don't think he's got much to do in terms of his tactical setup, but my main thing was in all of these games so far, you've had a lineup that's worked, you've got a style of play that's worked. So obviously you're going to keep doing it until, because if it's not broke, don't fix it. But at the same time, against West Ham, I'm just thinking to myself, it's a low block. We know it's a low block. It's going to be a low block from hell. We saw that. Does Mbeumo have to start up front? Can you do something different? Because obviously going forward, in terms of how we judge him, obviously it's not going to be every game that we play against a team where West Ham are moving like that. But there will be times, especially if you want to be Man United manager going forward, where you're going to be against a team going like that. And we need to see whether you can adapt to that. I do think it is down to what I've said before in terms of our squad depth, in terms of like, even if you did want him to change it, the most he could have done is change the striker and then put maybe Mbeumo on the wing and rest Ahmad because he's played a couple 90s. Other than that, we don't really have much to bring off the bench. So I do think, obviously, we're playing 1 game a week now, but it's definitely something we need to improve on moving forward, isn't it?
Yeah. For me, I know a lot of people said, oh, you start Sesko. I wanted Sesko to start from Fulham game, you know what I mean? In terms of, because I just felt like for me, Mbeumo hasn't really been playing well, if I'm being honest with you, man, for a hot minute. And listen, don't get me wrong, he's our Salah, innit? Yeah, we have to take we know what he is, innit, and we know what he's not. I just felt like for me, if you can get Sesko and drag Disasi away, and then allow Bruno and these guys to get in the little pockets, you can then do a bit of something there. But it's difficult, man, because the manager's thinking, Sesko's doing well off the bench. You know, he's seeing that he's providing impact off the bench. And then if I change it, who do I take off? Cunha, for me, is better on the ball in terms of driving with the ball than Mbeumo is. Mbeumo, did you see him? He outran flipping Adama Traore. But then when he's on the ball, he can't do that because he's just not the guy to skip past you or whatnot. Yeah. So it's one of them ones where you take the qualities of Cunha, but then you need Mbumo's
he's
qualities.
dribbling
And
slower
that's
than
where
his actual
Carrick,
off the
I
ball
feel like
pass,
it's a lesson learned for me personally, because against Everton, I want Sesko to start. So what do you do then? Do you drop Ahmad? Do you drop Mbumo? What do you do then? And that's what he's got to figure out. And luckily, we got the draw and we did what we had to do. But you might not get that same fortune against Everton, will you? You feel me?
I think either Cunha or Ahmad made it easy to drop one of them for Everton. I'll be honest. Like from that performance, I think Ahmad's played a lot of football as well. So if he was to hold bench, I don't think it would be the craziest thing. But I do think he's been a consistent performer in terms of the way he's played, other than goals and assists. But if he was to hold bench, you could understand.
Yeah, I agree. Someone saying about Mbumo's got better work rate than Cunha. I hear it. I really, really hear it. But at the same time, I do think Mbumo drifts in and out of the game. Off the ball, yes. Pressing, yes. But on the ball is where you need to find the little gaps, bro. We don't have that, bro. And you're having a Mbumo there, Cunha. It becomes, I'm not gonna lie to you, it does get a little bit ugly because Bruno's not the most skillful, the most technical, like in terms of the tight spaces. And Mbumo isn't great backs to goal. Cunha wants to drive into space and be a dribbler. It's and
Saeed, you know what's mad, yeah? It's interesting because what we've been doing in the last every game we've played has been a bit different, innit? But there's certain patterns that we've maintained in terms of the triangles. Like all the players have noticed all the pockets to be in to help you come short. Like give me options, innit? You've seen it in the City game, you saw it in the Arsenal game. Yeah. You saw bits of it in the Tottenham game as well. But I think what was difficult in this game is because it was a low block, you need them dribbler kind of players to kind of draw people out. Like people like Cobbies, like the Cobbies that can kind of keep the ball and just draw people in to create spaces for other people to go into. But I feel like the players just didn't know where to be because the low block was so, everything was in the center. You know what I mean? And then our wingers weren't doing nothing. So it's like everyone was a bit lost. And like you said, it's definitely a challenge, but we do
have a problem right now with low blocks, United. That's a problem.
Every team in the league has problems with low blocks, bro. Like at the end of the day, the whole point of a low block is it's meant to be a fucking problem. This is why why smaller teams play low blocks, bro. Like every team has a problem with low blocks, bro. We see City struggle with low blocks. Arsenal do, but Arsenal will fucking score from a corner.
Just how long you could hold a low block floor for is what.
Well, exactly, because you're relying on your opponent to lose concentration. The whole point of a low block is we're not allowing you through the middle. So unless you do something crazy, we're just gonna keep heading everything you cross in, and we're just gonna sit tight, bro. This is the reason why teams struggle and use it, because like you can get it really, really right.
Yeah, I think when we look at the game in isolation, I think we didn't have enough energy in the team, and that's why when we look at I feel like he could have made a few adjustments to the team to add more energy into the team. Everyone, I know Saeed is saying everyone was off, and you're right, everyone was off. That front three, who I think is very potent, was and maybe should have kept Cunha on. I think Brian just looked a little bit leggy. Everyone just looked tired. I think the quick turnover was part to that. And then, like what AJ's saying, in terms of the grand scheme of things, the squad depth's not right for what the style of football that we want to play. And like what you were saying, Rance, we need a couple more profiles specifically for this kind of style. The likes of Mason could potentially leave. I think Xerxes won't really make it when you're asking the team to be as physical or like pressing from the front line like a Brian. Maybe Sesko could do it. I don't know if he's good enough to protect, or lead from the front line in terms of defending side of the game. But, we need more profiles, in terms of breaking down low blocks. We need a bigger squad size. And I think, AJ, you're kind of wrong in this. I think you could have put Mazwari on. Instead of the low, there was other footballers. There was other footballers there, AJ, that he could have potentially utilized. And then from half time, he could have maybe looked at it and said, "I will make the subs now." He could have been a little bit more braver. But like what you're saying, and I'm in it's very good debate in terms of what he's learned. You have to see now if he's learned something, and he didn't completely come out of here with no points. I was very upset because my ambition was to win every single game, and I think and I think something could have potentially happened if we did win every single game. But there's plenty more football to play. But he could have been, Mazwari should have been on that football pitch. Sesko could have come on at half time or started. But when we look at the game in isolation, there wasn't enough energy. Even though I think we played the better football and we're playing better football, but more energy in the team.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. Nordin, you're gonna say something there, Nordin?
Yeah. Just people, please just don't disrupt me. Yeah, just let me get it off my chest.
I knew he was gonna say that.
Let me get it off my chest.
Say that.
Yeah, because I bring
Everyone
receipts.
go
I don't
mute.
just chat shit. I don't just go, oh, this player is shit. I give you fucking reasons why. I did a bit of research before I did my preview on West Ham. I looked at what they did, and what I do for preparing for a game, I look at the highlights, yeah, and I try to find articles, and especially I try to find the fan base, from that club, what they're saying. Because people think fans don't know football. Fans fucking know football. Well, some of them do anyway. Some of them just fucking do it. That's a different matter. But let me just say this. Carrick got found out. Carrick ain't the man. What we saw last night was Ollie fucking ball. If you all want to be honest, that's what we saw. I am saying a coach can get the lineup wrong. But when you watch a whole half, 40 fucking 5 minutes of football, and you saw what you saw, like you're standing there, have you got eyes? Or you're going to stand there like a fucking statue with that collars up, mate? You're not that guy either. Stop with this bullshit gimmick with the collars up. Bullshit. Anyway, clueless. And let me tell you something, yeah? I came back from this first game. I came out of the stadium. First person I saw as soon as I come around the corner, because that's what Saeed's in Eastern. Me and Saeed looked at each other straight away. We went, hold on. We got away with one day. If Bruno doesn't do that bit of world-class turn, get that ball in, Sesko don't finish, we're looking at that game going, you know what? It was the third draw. Spurs game for the first half an hour. The way they bopped through from 1-2 passes, they're in our box, was scary. Even though we were making chances and we were cutting Spurs open with 11 against 11. 11 against 10 becomes a different game, and we saw what it was. Last night, I said it in the preview because I did the research. I was like, this is, and I think Rhino said, and I think you said as well, brother. I always forget your name. AJ, you said this was always going to be his hardest game. We know about Nuno Espirito Santos, yeah? We know what he's done to Manchester United managers. Our record against Nuno Espirito Santos. I think we beat them once with Nottingham Forest. Wolves, he did a job on Ollie. He's done a job on Ten Hag, right? He's done a job on Carrick now. My guy has got our number because he knows what players we have. He profiles our players, tells his players, this is what you do, they can't get anywhere. And it's really interesting to hear all 3, 4, or 5 of you say, oh, Ahmad is off the pace. Bruno is off the pace. Mbemo, no. You know when that happens? You know it's the fucking coach. Because it's not like in football, 1 or 2 players might be off it. They can't all be off it. So you know it's the coach and the game plan. He got the lineup wrong to begin with. He didn't fix it at halftime. And he continued to get it wrong. And then his in-game management fucking stinks. Somebody's got to say it. His whole thing for these 5 games was, I'm going to play with certain players and I'm going to swap. Obviously, one he was forced on the Dogu. He's forced. That was a force, right? Dogu would have been playing, I think, most of the games. Cunha would have been coming on. And Sesko might have been coming on. That's what it would have been. 2 players off the bench. So that was forced into. Cunha gets in the team. I've got 2 fucking coaching practice. I'm not saying that I'm a fucking genius, but I'll say this to you. There are 2 ways to dismantle a low block, right? If anybody knows, when you do coaching manual, they talk about different systems and what you can do, right? Last night, for the players that we have, Masraoui 100% is coming on. Masraoui is coming on for fucking Luke Shaw before he costs us the goal. And I even spoke about him in the preview. I said, he cannot play 2 games in 3 days. I said it. His mentality and his physicality is not there. Don't even fucking bother. And I've been saying this about this kid for the past 6 years. I've got every fucking t-shirt. I've had all the fucking popcorn and I've seen the movie again and again. He's the liability. That's who the fuck he is, right? So am I shocked and surprised? He shits his fucking pants thinking, Bo is behind me. You know what they tell you when you defend, when you coach kids? You say to them, go to the ball. Yes, keep an eye on the man, but make the decision and go to the ball. It wasn't even that difficult, but he does schoolboy fucking errors. You judge the ball, you step in, he could have took the chest, brought the ball down, and we go on. That's him. And then, so the 2 things. So, you know Lissandro Martinez is one of my favorite players. He's my captain for me. I'm that guy. I am, you know what I am? I am slightly different to the top reds because some of them are bootlickers. I'm never been a bootlicker. My mum, when I came out of my mum said never be a bootlicker, son. And I took that to heart, right? All my life, I am never.
You saying you're not charting Argentina in the stands?
Never. No, I'm not a bootlicker in terms of like the top reds. You know what I am? I don't watch live football, yeah? I are brought up in this culture. I like people who take the fucking player and the ball and everybody and smash into the fucking advertising boards. That's what I grew up with. That's the football that I played. So when I go and watch United, I like aggressive defenders. Yes, it's lovely to have an aggressive guy and a calm guy. You need a calm guy. It's like in life. You need a yin and a yang, right? Him now, all the comms that are made of him is going to his fucking head. The way to unsettle a low block, the way to keep them. So the first one I'm going to explain. You move the ball quickly because you've got the ball does the fucking running for you. So you shift them from side to side. You one touch it, then switch, right? That's the one way. What are you doing with that? You are tiring the team out because they have to lock, they have to cover the holes. The more you take on the time on the halfway line with the ball, the more the rest. You played 11 aside. You know what games can be. You need rest that time. Saeed, I'm going to be quick. Last point. The only other way to do it is to go direct. At halftime, let me tell you this. Sesko and Zerski, both of them should have been on. We saw what they had. They had the back four, then they had the back five, they had then the five in front of them. That fucking striker, he was there. That's how congested it was in the middle. How congested it was when their striker, Bowen and Summerfield, both of them took him. They basically did exactly what we did against Man City. They literally, if you literally looked at a heat map in Manchester United, the first half an hour, the first half against City, actually, we were way better than, obviously, we got a bit more quality. We were way better than West Ham when we had the ball. But that's what they did. So what do you do? Sesko and Stexi come on, and you know what you do that five? They're two wing and three midfielders. He played three defensive midfielders for a reason, right? You fucking get the ball over. So you go to Sadio Lamans or any other defenders, make sure you hit Sesko or maybe you hit Sersky and you take to them, both of them, stay closer to each other. Don't be too far apart because we go and fight for the second ball. So Amad can get involved. In Bermo or this, Bruno can get involved. Kobe can get involved. Casemiro can get involved. Then we've already got behind them in a line. Then all it is the next line. We made this Sassy an absolute bozo, made him look like, you know what? This is the same thing I explained to the United fans, yeah? You know when Maguire looks so amazing when we do this low block, big block bullshit, when no space, because all he has to do is attack a ball because there's no players close to him. Disaster clearing the ball all day and night because there was nobody close to him. Carrick stands there still. 50 minutes, we concede. He still waits for another 10 fucking minutes. Are you fucking taking the piss? Let me say this, guys. Let me say this to you guys. Most of you said Bruno will suffer, Kobe will suffer, Mbemba will suffer, Kuni will suffer. It's not. You know what a coach is in modern football? And to be fair, in all of through our history, you've got a different view watching the game. Your job is to help the players on the pitch. You help them by changing things and making adjustments or bringing on people. And the other thing is this. All of these pressers, and you know me, I'm one of these pricks that pay attention, yeah? Slightly autistic, you call me whatever the fuck you want. I pay attention to every presser. The lads, the great atmosphere, lads. Oh, the team of the week.
You're doing too much now. You're doing too much now.
You know what? No, I'm not.
No, you're doing too much now. You're doing too much.
You know what? Let me finish. This is the last point. Let me finish.
You said your last point. You said your last point.
It's the last point. And I'm
going on it.
I'm going to move the last point. He doesn't want to take Cunha off or Mbemba off because they me off at half time. What does that say? What does it say from get the fuck out of here? I'm trying to win a football game for Manchester United. Then the fucking prick comes out telling me about how he wants West Ham to stay up. Get the fuck out of here with that talk, man.
Yeah, he's probably he's a West Ham former player as well. So
I don't give a fuck. You're the coach of Manchester United. I don't give a fuck, mate. What the fuck are you talking about? You want them to stay up?
First of all, did we? We didn't lose the game.
You're giving me agenda vibes, Nurden, man. Obviously, you're big hearts and that. But you're giving me agenda vibes.
You know why, Rhino? You know why, Rhino? Yes, I know what. You know what? Rand said something before. Rand said if we didn't score, go and check my tweets out. I said the first goal in this game is more vital than any other game that Carrick's played. We didn't get the goal. They scored. We were under pressure. And you know what? If Summerfield and Bowen stay on the fucking pitch, we concede another 2. It would have been a 3-0. Yes, it would have been.
Nah.
We created fuck all. And
then I can twist it and say, hold on a minute. I can twist it and say, hold on a minute. I can twist it and say, what about the Shaw one off the line? United score that goal, but United probably go on to win the game.
No,
the Casemiro one was me.
Even Wan-Bissaka becomes a captain when he plays against us, bruv. I swear down.
Saeed, you telling me Bowen or some of you might finish? What's the ex-Newcastle striker did? What did he do? That greedy prick. This square is a tapping for the guy. I went to watch West Ham TV. West Ham are talking and saying he should have squared that.
Okay. For me, I think there's a lot of over analysis on this game, though. I can't lie to you. I think for me, it is. Hold on a minute. You can't do this, Nuruddin. I'll let you land for 10 minutes. Yeah, you've got to let me land.
Okay,
I think for me, it's very.
Take my points. Take my points apart. Go ahead.
That's what I'm trying to say. I think the points you've made are, for me, too overreaction for one game only. First of all, you said Michael Carrick is not the guy. For me, that is a biggest.
Now, Saeed, you know the one for me. Saeed, you know the one for me. If he crossed it, it would have been fine. But if Luke Shaw hit it, they wouldn't have scored as well. The same shit.
That's the biggest point for me that you said was the fact that Michael Carrick isn't a guy based off one game. When reality was, we have won 4 games in a row. And this is the first draw we've had in the 4 out of the 5. Has there been, cool. Has every game been smooth sailing? Yes or no? I agree. It hasn't been smooth sailing. But we've won the games. Hold on a minute. We faced some tough opposition. Fulham is a good team. They've beaten Liverpool. They've beaten Chelsea. They've gone toe-to-toe with Man City 5-4 at the game as well, when they didn't let them breathe. You got Tottenham, who our bogey team is. Yeah, cool, Romero gets a red card, but I still think Man United win that game. Arsenal, Man City. It's been tough games, guys, man. In a squad, let's be honest, our bench is pretty much useless. We don't really have a big bench to choose from. So I just think, for me, Nuruddin, I'm not going to lie to you. I hear some points about bringing players on a little bit early.
And having a target, man. We definitely need a target, man. We need a target.
Fantastic squad that can finish. I thought you said the window, because of these pricks, was a good window. I thought you said
No. I said we should have bought a midfielder in January. No, we didn't do enough in January. 100% we didn't do enough. But my question is, I can't hear you. I think you're breaking up.
Don't tell me about what it's what he's got.
For me personally, I think it's a bit overreactionary. The points you made, I do agree with. The substitution should have been a bit earlier. I think everyone can agree.
Bro, he admitted it himself. He said he could have done it earlier. I agree. But he was about to make the sub, and we scored, and he sat Sesko back down, and then it got disallowed, bro. Sesko was warming up. Sesko was about to come on, and then we scored, and then he thought, hold on, we got a bit of momentum here. I'm gonna give it a little bit of time, bro, which is sensible, bro, because we was on the insurgents at that point, and he probably thought, you know what? Maybe there's a goal coming. Let me not ruin the momentum now. Yeah,
I agree. So, and listen to me. I would have wanted Sesko to start. I made that point clear. But when I look at the game, I did say that West Ham game was going to be a difficult game. I did say we haven't beaten them in a long while. For me, this was tougher than Tottenham game. I look at it and thought, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't think we probably even deserved to get a point in the end. The way West Ham defended, for their lives, I felt sorry for them in a sense, because I was like, you know what? Hold on.
I thought we deserved the point, Saeed. I think we deserved the point for the simple fact that this is why we pay the big wages to these players.
There you go.
This is why we pay the wages for a finish like that. Do you know what I'm saying? For a ball like that from Kobe and a header like that from Casemiro. That's why we pay these guys the big money. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, we deserve to win because we kept going. You know what I'm saying? And even though we went 1-0 down, we kept plugging away. The manager went to 3 at the back. We threw 2 strikers on and we went for it. And bro, you make your own luck in football sometimes, innit?
You do.
And that's exactly what we did.
And the finish was unbelievable. But the fact that we've got a point out of the game, when in reality, I thought West Ham were dogged. They fought for every ball. I think sometimes you go away from get a point in there. You know what? I look back at this morning. I'm not going to lie to you. I think, you know what? It's a decent point for Man United. I'm not looking at it thinking, you know what? It's all doom and gloom. 2 points drop. I'm looking at thinking 4 wins and a draw in the first 5. I'm sorry, guys. I'm taking that.
Yeah, including Emirates away as well. Emirates.
Yeah, exactly.
There's not a team in the league that doesn't take 13 points from 15 with the fixtures that we had.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
that's how
if
we
it
need
was,
to be
if it
looking
was
at
down
it.
to me,
I thought we
see if it was
said-
down to me,
I
I
thought we said we're
Go
going
on.
to stick to this game. We're not going to bring the other games into it.
I
I
ain't
thought we
speaking
were
of
gonna
that.
No.
No.
But we have to look at it into context though, because we are the title of the video, Nuruddin, is what have we learned in the first 5 games of Michael Carrick? Obviously, we're talking about this game.
What we learned that
when we
Manchester United can beat City, Manchester United can beat Arsenal, and Oli did that, Ten Hag did that, Amorim did that. From those, I learned everything was about how he comes across with a low block and how you handle a footballing team like Fulham. And in that, he failed, but we got away with it. Spurs, we got the red card. 10 men, the guy did a bozo. That's on us. We can only beat what's in front of us. But when it was 11 against 11, it was a totally different game, and most of you know it.
He didn't fail
bricks in the
against
chat,
Fulham.
yeah.
I was about to say that as well. Hold on. Yeah.
You conceded a penalty in a worldie, bro. What are you talking
Most
about?
of you
I know.
don't. So go and suck
Hey,
them
Saeed,
innit?
tag me in. Saeed,
Go on, Tex.
Hey, Nuruddin,
Hey,
Ratcliffe.
Nuruddin. Oh, God.
Let's have the decorum.
Hey.
Come on.
a man just crossed his
Let's
arms.
calm, let's calm,
That's
let's
so.
calm.
Whoa.
All right.
Hey, Uncle Nuruddin,
Calma.
what's going
No,
on?
everyone, let's
brother?
calm. Let's calm.
Calma,
Let's
I
calm.
don't even mad.
You know what?
Calma.
No, everybody's telling me Carrick is the man. Carrick should get the job.
Nobody, I never
We're
said
not
that.
saying
I've not
that.
said that.
Hey,
No
man,
one
you're
said
allowed
that.
to believe that
I'm not
he's not.
talking about
Me
you.
and Rance
I'm
disagreed.
not talking about you. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about all the fan base and everybody
never
else in the
coming.
street.
Yeah, but the
Everybody's saying
family's
you.
going to say that,
Carrick,
Nuruddin. Come on.
well, that's the reason why. And then when I said this is his hardest game, they all laughed and said, they're 18. West Ham is shit.
Yeah, but that's because they don't know what they're talking about. That's their business, bro. We came up against a team in form, yeah, with a manager that is known for being extremely negative, yeah. He's used to being in relegation battles, bruv. He's known for these things, bro. He is the most negative manager in the league by far.
Yeah.
And they're at home and they're fighting for their lives. They was never coming to play football, so this was always going to be a difficult game, but we're not the only team in the league that struggles against low blocks. Every team does, bro.
Yeah.
So we're
Yeah.
not going to try and make this a Man United problem because City struggle against low blocks, but they've got way better players technically to decipher those puzzles. Do you know what I'm saying? Like everyone struggles against low blocks. Like we're not going to pretend that there's a single team in this league that finds it easy to play against football like that.
Bruv, United, we used to play low
Carrick,
blocks and counter attack. We used to do it ourselves, and that was our method to win loads of games. So it's mad.
It's
I do want
it's
to put
true.
some blame on Carrick, though, guys.
And I can
do
say
want
this.
to
No,
blame
you
Carrick.
can, you can.
And I
Yeah,
can say
yeah,
this,
Carrick
and I
can
say
hold
this
blame.
clearly.
Don't get it
He has
twisted.
to hold
Rhino.
blame.
Rhino, I just want to say
Yes.
this.
Yeah.
If I felt he was proactive, even if he would have
Yeah.
lost on my mother's grave, I would have been here to defend him. I would have been
But
like, you know
can't
what,
he get
did
it wrong
this,
though,
he did
Nuruddin? Is he
that.
allowed to get it wrong?
No, let me finish. Let me finish.
That's
He
the
did
good
this.
question.
He tried this.
Very good
Yeah,
question.
he tried this. He tried that. And you know what? It was just one of those games. I will always back. Saeed will tell you, we got beat 4-0. Was it 3-0 at Spurs? Me and maybe 3 guys in about 3,000 were clapping Jose against Spurs at Old Trafford. They got a couple of corners. They beat us. But you know what Jose did for that game? He got the whole team to attack. Lukaku missed sitters. I am never afraid. There's 3 results in a football game.
Yeah, I was
Win,
there. I was at the
lose,
game.
You draw.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
were
win,
there,
you lose, you draw. Yeah. And you know what? I don't mind losing. You can draw, you can lose. What I'm saying to you is that I am not accepting somebody, and everybody around me is telling me, Carrick for the job. All of this, I said, we're going to examine what he comes up against and how he deals with it. Now, if we would have acted proactively at halftime and said, you know what, Cunha, Mbemo, get off. Zersky, Sesko, on. We would have lost. We would have. I would be defending him like Jose. That game. Listen, that game. 1 second. That game, Jose. I slapped him. I swear to God, I stood and clapped him. I said, I screamed. I don't mind losing like this because we did everything but score. And Lukaku missed about 3 or 2 sitters, one-on-ones. Yeah, we don't mind losing. We won it all. We don't mind losing. But when I see a coward coach on the touchline standing there like a fucking statue and not making a change till the 68th minute, then I'm saying you're not
Anyway,
the guy.
Guardiola
You
does
will
that.
never be the
Guardiola
guy.
does that, by the way. The best
That's
manager in the
Simon,
world.
Listen,
not even forgetting Pep. All managers have those moments.
Guys. Let me pass on the mic. Nuruddin, 1 second. I'm gonna pass on the mic. I'm gonna pass on the mic. Texino and then Marcel. Texino, you go first.
Big up the Mandem, man. Big up the chat as well. Obviously, Nuruddin, bro, I love the passion. Bro. Your heart's not just on your sleeve, blood. It's in your kneecaps. It's in your heel back. It's everywhere, blood. You understand? But look, I think in terms of like judging Carrick over the last 5 games, City whooped, Arsenal whooped, Fulham whooped, Spurs whooped. We did not lose last night. Yeah, we did not lose. If you look at 3 of those games, we will say 2 of those games. So Arsenal and Fulham. In the last 10 minutes, he's always kept us in the game by throwing the kitchen sink at the opposition. We never stopped and we always believed. He's brought that right back into the club. But he's brought other factors as well. He's brought the composure and patterns of play that we have not seen in God knows how long in a small amount of games. If we go back to yesterday now, I think the players they showed no respect to West Ham, and that's where we went wrong. When you mentioned that point of Martinez being on the ball too long, like, bro, that's a big fact. Like, we was dilly and dallying on the ball in certain periods of the game, in most periods of the game. When we're relying on, even when you look back at the games again, so many players took responsibility, accountability, carrying the ball, creating chances, shots, popping off shots, etc. Like a bits of magic. You did not see that at all yesterday. We knew from 10 minutes in, when Bruno blasted the ball to nobody but their keeper, we knew, all right, then, cool. It set the tone. We made down tools. Cunha's touch, baggy, and Buemo, very quiet, but he was playing on the left-hand side, which I wasn't really keen on. I was looking at Carrick to maybe make the Sesko substitution at half-time. That's what I was expecting. He still made the sub. Obviously, he's made an impact. And Sesko wasn't an instant impact. Looking at the squad, yeah, I kind of sympathize with why Carrick hasn't started Benjamin Sesko, because he doesn't bring a lot of oomph. I think the rest of that front 4 have a bit of oomph, tenacity, aggressiveness. When they press with that sort of velocity, but know-how as well. Sesko is a bit lackluster, innit? He's strolling around the pitch a lot, etc. So you don't bring that physical presence. He may be 6'4", but he's soft, innit? He's soft. What I was happy about and impressed with him was with that goal. That's probably one of the first times where I've seen him go across his man at the front post, bro. Do you get it? That sort of movement. And he scored from it. He now needs to know, all right, then, cool. Bro. Can I, bro, what a finish as well. The improvisation, right? The near post. And he was in front of the post. So for you to do that and flick it off your toe, bro, it's like playing headers and volleys back in the day. But again, if you think about, like how he plays as a whole, it doesn't suit Carrick in over 90 minutes. And that's why I understand why he doesn't play, he doesn't start, but he comes on. Carrick's been in the era of having 4 strikers and always having someone that he can rely on to rescue and do a job. And he's done that in the last 2 games. So I don't want to put too much on Carrick, but yes, there's a bit of criticism. We was lackluster at the start, and he should have changed that at half-time. But he still changed it, and we did not lose. We got a result. There's 13 points out of 15. Let's see how we go through the break and how we start again. If we start kind of off-key and how we did against West Ham, then maybe the spotlight could be on Carrick a bit more. But this is one game, bro. And we've got results even having bad periods in the last 5 games, bro. We've had like a bad 10 or 20 minutes. But we're nitpicking, guys. We're 110% nitpicking. And the reason why I say we're nitpicking, what football team plays the perfect match? From that prime Barcelona team that used to press, win every ball, have probably 99% possession, etc. Who plays the perfect football match? So we're talking about little instances when teams are breaking away or they're low blocking or they're doing this and that. It don't matter. Are we getting results? Are we playing well? And then yesterday, we didn't play well. Overall, bruv, I've been impressed. You get it? But am I lying, In possession, when was the last time in possession as a United fan where you felt secure? I am feeling secure when we are in possession. I don't feel like we're just going to lose the ball or do dumb shit. Does that make sense? The build-up, I don't feel like it's that poor. But yesterday, we was very complacent, even down to Lemons. Lemons was allowing himself to get pressed where he's putting it out of play, etc.
It's like they were nervous as well. They were moving the kind of nervous, like moving mad.
And bro, do you know what that build-up could have been?
Them on the ball, though, I can't lie.
You know what that build-up could have been? That United strand all of that anticipation.
Bro,
towards
the
that,
commentator was
bro,
talking
that's
about
what-
it.
Bro,
It was
I
pissing
think
me
that,
off.
I think that was a.
That's stupid though.
When I
You
saw
get
the
what I'm
goalkeeper
saying?
taking extra touches, I think that was definitely to draw them out because they're a proper low block team. Because he done it
Yeah.
multiple times. He was taking
Yeah, but
extra
he was playing it
touches.
out of play
Yeah.
though, Rants, bro.
Yeah,
There
but he was,
twice where
but
played
he
it out of
does
play.
try and ping the ball, into the channels, and he did it to him. I think he did it to Mbumo in the last game. He just pings that diag into the channels, innit? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I believe that the game plan was to draw them out. Because if you even look at the goal kicks, he rolled the ball to Martinez for one of them.
Yeah, they were
And
trying to wait
Martinez
for them to
popped
press.
the ball to
but
him.
the-
So
but
them
West
man
Ham
were
went
like,
for
yo,
it,
There was even
though.
one he played through the middle straight into Bruno's feet. I
yeah,
don't know, I
exactly.
think
So
he-
I believe that was the game plan. The game
Yeah,
plan
but
was
when
to
that's
get them
not
to come
working, Rants,
forward.
Rants,
Yeah,
exactly. But when that's not working,
West
and
Ham
you
didn't
can
fall
sense
for it,
that
though.
within even
Yeah.
20 minutes, that's nearly a quarter of a football match, bro. You now have to draw them out. And how are you going to draw them out? By moving the ball much quicker. Just move the ball quicker. Make them run. That's how you draw them out. You can't just wait for them to press you. They were happy to take the point at 0-0.
Big up.
So
No, but you're right.
I just think if
But
we
with the
drew them
profile
out,
of
bro,
players we
yeah.
had,
Mm.
I can't expect them to play that football, bro. Like this
Yeah.
is the reality, bro. Because like
Bro,
I said,
narrow
we
wingers.
ain't got a Ryan Cherky and them man there. We don't have that. Do you know what I'm saying? When you've got Mbumo, especially I'm pointing out Mbumo and Bruno, is because they're players that play better facing the goal instead of back to goal. So they're not in between the lines players, bro. Ahmad can play in
Facts.
between the lines. If you had Ahmad in the Bruno position, it would have been a little bit better because he could have received the ball from Kobe or Cass on the half turn and been facing up defenders and drawing them out. But Bruno's not going to do that.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Even
but what I
Cunha
also
in there
noticed
would have been
is
better.
as well, yeah, but also when we were built, like we built on our momentum, especially in the second half, I noticed that obviously Martinez and Harry Maguire were on the ball to start their attacks. And what I was happy with was Michael Carrick did make some adjustments. And you saw Casemiro much higher in the pockets,
Yeah.
Kobe much higher in the pockets. So, and we started to create chances. I just think, again, it was the responsibility of what the players have been doing in the last 4 games, bro. Look at what they've been doing, the goals, the magic they've been producing. It weren't the same. It weren't the same.
I think we were too narrow. I'll be real. I think we were too narrow.
Yeah, we were.
And
We're
it was
too
not
narrow.
called offside. What did we create? We didn't create nothing.
Yeah, but
let's be honest.
but
people.
bro,
Please be
yeah,
honest.
but bro,
I don't think they created
even if
By
we're
the
too
way,
narrow, but
it was
even if we're
nothing
too
game.
narrow, yeah, you would like to play the ball wide.
don't
You like to
expect
play
the
the ball
perfect
wide
game.
and whip the ball into the box. But who's our
I
physical
don't expect
presence
the perfect
in the
game.
box, bro?
Yeah.
Who's
I
our
don't
physical
profess-
presence
I don't
in the
profess
box?
to know about perfect game. I'm not asked. All I'm asked about is, can the coach on the sideline change the game to help the players on the pitch? And
He did that,
failed.
and that's why we didn't lose.
No,
Yeah.
he didn't. He didn't.
No, but he did
I'm
do it.
telling you,
He done it. He just didn't do it on time.
Yeah, he didn't do it on time.
And
Yeah,
he just didn't
Win
do
the
it to
game.
win. He just didn't do it to win. That's why I agree.
Go on, Marcel.
Yeah, and he just didn't do it to win. That's why I agree with the frustration
Thank you.
from everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that's the most. Yeah, no, I understand.
What minute
that.
did
That's
they
the
score their goal in?
transparency, Like
50 minutes.
and that's
50
why I want to
minutes.
give him some of the blame, guys.
Yeah, so
because
pretty
he
much straight
should've
after half time.
he should have. Yeah, I was saying at halftime, it's either you do it, and this is all in hindsight, by the way. But
But Marcel,
Yeah,
here's a
that's
question,
important.
yeah? Here's a question for you, Marcel. What happens, if he makes the changes at half time and then we concede 5 minutes in? Man are
Yeah,
blaming him,
exactly.
yes or no?
yeah.
Well, there you
That's
go.
fine.
So you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
That's the reality.
In hindsight, you can say no. But
No,
if
but
at
Rand-
half time,
No,
hey,
we're
Nuruddin,
not doing this. We're not doing
Nuruddin,
this.
No, but Rand-
if at half
No,
time,
hold on,
I'm
Nuruddin.
giving
Let's
you
get
respect.
one voice, though. One voice.
If at
One
half time,
voice.
Let the rants
Let's
like
get one
one
voice, though.
Bro, if at half
Nuruddin.
time this brother brings on, Xerxes and Sesko, and then we concede 5 minutes into the second half. Man are saying, oh, my days, we were so comfortable in the first half. That's what they're doing. I don't care what anyone says. They can say that now, they know the result, innit?
Yeah.
But the facts are, we were so comfortable in that first half that the manager was like, hold on.
Comfortable doing what, Rand?
Yeah, I don't think we're
Hey, brother.
comfortable, Rand.
Hey,
I
listen.
wouldn't say comfortable, Rants. I wouldn't say
No,
comfortable.
bro, we were comfortable on the
What?
ball.
Doing what,
Listen,
though? What we were doing?
listen,
What we
hey,
were
bro,
doing?
what we're not gonna do is try and
We
rewrite
were not
history.
doing nothing.
Because
We were not
most
doing
teams,
nothing with a ball.
brother, most teams struggle against low blocks. This is nothing new. I saw Arsenal play Man City, and fucking Arsenal had a man sent off in that game, bro. And City didn't create nothing until they equalized from a corner or something like that, brother. They didn't hit the target with nothing, because when you're playing against a team that's not coming out, it don't matter who you've got, bro. City had all of their best players on, and their man couldn't get a sniff. So it's not new to not create much against low blocks. The whole point of a low block is you're not supposed to let the team create a lot. We went 3
That's
at
true,
the
Rats,
back,
but I wouldn't say
put
we were
on 2
comfortable though,
strikers.
Rats. We weren't comfortable.
though.
No,
It was
but
a bit
we were
shaky.
And I
comfortable.
blame
When I
that,
say
and
we
I
were
want to blame the
comfortable,
manager though,
brother.
Rance. I want to blame the manager in terms of
Hold on,
changing
so
the
what,
squad.
did we
He
look
could've
like
put more
conceding?
energy in the team. I think the quick turnaround meant we
Yeah,
had,
it was looking.
I
There
think
was
we would've been
shaky
more
moments
comfortable,
though.
Rance, if we had
I
the
never felt
7-day
like West
break.
Ham was scoring in the first
No.
half.
No, I hear
don't
that.
think
I hear
it
that.
was.
But I'm
That's
talking
what
about
comfortable
goals.
is to me. Comfortable
No, I hear
is not,
that.
yo, we're battering them. We wasn't battering them, but we were comfy. I never felt like they were
when did
scoring.
Sesko come on the pitch? Does anybody know?
Like the
70 odd.
60-something minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, 67.
I didn't feel like they,
69. I think it was 69.
69.
that's what
Okay.
comfortable is to
68.
me, bro.
70 minutes.
It could have
Let's
been
call it 70
59.
minutes, guys.
He got 20. He got
70 minutes,
a
mate.
measly 20 plus the added
70
time.
minutes.
Yeah, he could have
My
came on
man.
50, 59. He's not going to come on
Oh,
55.
59. Okay.
Manchester United
No,
were
but-
doing fuck all with the ball, and actually,
68.
when they won the ball back, they
68,
looked
there you
dangerous
go.
through Summerfield. They looked more dangerous. And
I knew Summerville was gonna be a problem,
There was nothing comfortable about that game in the first half. It was a pile of
Yeah,
shots
but
from Manchester
They
United.
had one
And
shot
West Ham on the
target from
counter attack.
distance.
West Ham on the counter attack would try to get.
Bruv, Saeed, exactly, bro. Like,
No, hold on a minute.
It's whatever, man.
Listen. I get it. Yeah, we were 1-0 down 15 minutes, but I don't think it warranted wholesale changes at halftime.
It didn't.
Cool. Sometimes you give the front three time to be like, you know what, cool. We'll give you 10, 15 minutes. At that point there, when the manager didn't change it, that's when I was like, you know what, man, the manager needs to change it. We're 1-0 down. But at the halftime, I didn't think West Ham were all over us. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't think they were all over us. I thought it was down to us. We didn't turn up. So therefore, I'm blaming myself. I'm blaming my United.
I definitely think there should have been changes, though.
Carrick's part of that. We didn't start well. We didn't start well come beginning of the second half because genuinely there wasn't enough energy in the team. And the first 45 minutes showed you there was no.
What do you
energy
think
in the
that was
team.
down to, though? And what would you have changed?
Well, again, Sesko should have. There should have been a halftime sub. This is from hindsight, like I was trying to say.
No, but you said from the start there was an energy. So what do you put that down
from
to?
the start. Like
What
I
do you
said,
put that down to, though?
AJ, you put Mazwari on firstly.
No, but what do you
Mazwari on.
put the lack of energy down to? What I'm trying to ascertain.
Oh, the quick
They
turnover,
played-
like I
they've
said
not
at the
played.
beginning.
This squad
Like I
has
said
not
at the
played 3
beginning. Like I
games.
said at the beginning, Rance, the quick
3
turnover
days,
was
2
the
games
big
in 3
thing.
days.
Was the big thing for the reason. And like I was about to say before you asked the question, if we had the 7 days, I think would have looked more comfortable in both aspects. Obviously, you're talking about in terms of them not being a threat, but even us being a threat would have looked more comfortable in that sense. Because again, the oomph and the dynamism that Tex is speaking about, that, like I said at the beginning, from our front three would have been there. They would have been a bit more rested, I feel. And then because Carrick should have gauged that, and I mean gauge as in GAUGE, like having a feel and an understanding, my team's not like they've had a shorter rest period. Casemiro's a 60-minute player. He's, Sunday, you're most probably your day off, and you've got a light training session on Monday. Maybe not Casemiro, because I'm completely wrong about the judgment of Casemiro. We've built a system around him. He's a bad man. He even contributed a goal in this game. But it's like, maybe you change Brian and you put Sesko up front. Maybe you change Mazwari. That's 2 footballers out of your 11. Maybe you put somebody else on and you be a bit more creative. Maybe Bruno comes on at halftime, or you be a bit more creative with it and still demand the triangles and the patterns within the team. But he didn't clock that after 45 minutes. So I can understand Nuridan's side of things where he might be, there wasn't much coming from us, but we dominated the ball. So I agree with you, Rance, in that sense. And they didn't really look like a major threat. Somerville's a good player, though. He's a very good player. He's a
very quiet in totality.
We kept him quiet.
Nah, I think Delo got ripped up by him.
He got ripped up once. There was
once, but for the most part, he wasn't in the game. Neither was Bowen.
No, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Neither was Bowen. Apart from the opportunity that Luke Shaw made a mistake, though, Bowen weren't really in the game, bro. Like, but this is what I'm saying. I wasn't worried about them, and I have to be honest.
I don't think he done anything in the final third, but in terms of like between the thirds, I think he was helping them get out at times. I won't lie.
They broke a few lines.
But that's his job. That's his main job. He's an outlet for them, but he wasn't getting them far. So when I'm looking at it, like if you're a coach and you're sitting there and you're watching the game and you're like, yo, this is relatively comfortable. He's looking at the weapons he's got on the pitch and he's saying, you know what? Brian scores for me. Ahmad can create something. Bruno can create something. Cunha can create moments because they all have in these games.
Yeah.
Obviously, as a manager, you're gonna be reluctant to change it straight away because you're like, you know what? With the flow of the game, surely we're gonna create something. And then we did, and then it was ruled out. And then it's like, all right, cool. We've got a bit of momentum now. The crowd's up. We put the ball in the net. Let's give it 5 and see what happens.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, there's 20 minutes left. It's understandable, bro. Yes, he could have changed it, yeah, and we could have won the game. But man could do the could haves. Luke Shaw could have headed the ball away. And then we don't go 1-0 down and we're not chasing the game.
Rants? What do you think about his team talk? Because we conceded so early, Rants. Like, what do you think?
No, but I don't think it was a team talk. It was down
no
to
energy in the team.
we conceded because Luke Shaw had a bozo moment. We have to be honest. As a defender, at any level, they say don't let the ball bounce. He was going to let it bounce twice because it bounced and then he tried to let it go over his head, bro.
There can't be too much emphasis on the team talk about the role, bro. Any level of football,
you
the
think so,
manager's going to
Saeed?
give you a team talk about the role.
I think it's an individual. It's a bad individual mistake. It's not down to tactics.
Bad one.
It's not, bro. It's bad. This is why I'm like, it comes from a big mistake where nobody's ready, and then all of a sudden, could Martinez come across a little bit more quicker? Yes. Again, it's not tactical. It's just players' intuition of thinking, "Yo, let me come across. Let me do that," and that's what it is. And then
it wasn't on Martinez, by the way. It was on Kobe. Kobe was there.
Yeah, Kobe as well. Yeah, I agree.
Both of them were there.
Kobe slept.
Yeah, both of them were there.
Kobe slept.
I agree.
Both of them were there.
Lean on him a little bit and start and make the block.
Again, that's a player thing.
Show that you're there in it. Yeah.
I want to make this quick point. I told you already. It's not coulda woulda because we saw it in real time, and I'm calling it out. And a lot of United fans online were calling it out in real time as well. They were calling out in real time. It wasn't coulda, woulda. Line-up was wrong. Like Marcel said, you freshen it up. We've not played 2 games in 3 days. With this squad now, the games we play. These guys are used to. And that's what makes me laugh because next season, if they qualify for the Champions League or bullshit Europa League Thursday, Sunday, if they don't have players that can do backup, then Manchester United are going to suffer. If they don't at least get 5 or 6 players in. But anyway, that's a side note. The biggest point of view is this. I'm telling you now, I've always said to you, I'm not a perfectionist. There is never a perfect football.
It feels like it
but
right
when
now.
you can see flaws, Saeed, because he's just waffling right now. That's what's the
It feels like you're
there
looking
are
for
flaws.
perfection.
Saeed, no, there are
Hold on a
flaws.
minute. You can't say I'm not a
There are
perfectionist.
flaws.
But you are
There
looking
are
for
flaws.
perfection.
Saeed, there are clear flaws in what to do against a low block, and he did neither of them, and he reacted too late. Manchester United could have won that game if we shift the ball quickly. And the other thing, Mas, I think somebody made the point. I don't know who it was, but I understand. A lot of people said to me, but Nuruddin, Martinez was on the ball to try to draw them out. They weren't coming out, so you move the ball quickly from side to side.
To the
I didn't see him doing that. They weren't doing any of that. All we were doing, the same game plan. We're gonna go through the middle, and it was the most predictable. And you know how many times? Because I got the stats. Manchester United passed the ball back 107 times in the game. When we go up there, we're passing the ball back into our own half.
We couldn't find space in between the lines.
I can't lie, the pitch was very narrow though.
The pitch is very
Ahmad is Manchester United's only outlet. He's our only outlet, and he was quiet.
And we didn't give him that. Okay, let me just remind you something. Listen,
so it's as simple as that. Of course, we had to be narrow. He was quiet yesterday, bro.
No,
Every time he was
Diego Dalot. If you watch the game back, I want you to watch the game back. Yeah, it's on that UK Discovery BT thing, right? You watch the game back. The amount of times Diego Dalot, where Luke Shaw had the ball, Mbermo's here, Luke Shaw is here, Bruno's here, Cunha is all here. We're all on this side, yeah, and that's the game plan. We squeeze them on one side and then switch it. Diego Dalot is like this. I counted about 4 times when he's like this by himself. Nobody's switching. You know, two ways to switch the play. Either hit a diag, get somebody on the ball who can hit a diag, or you move it quickly in 3 passes to get the ball out wide. We were not doing that. Yeah. The obsession to going through the middle with his shit fucking tactics, basic tactics, that's what it was. I'm allowed to have that opinion. And I'm backing it up with detail. I'm not just waffling. I'm backing it up with detail. And he has not had a game where there was a couple of
times we played good football in the midfield and we came out wide, bro. There was a couple of moments where we was playing good moments in patterns of play in midfield.
We brought their lines in the middle, yeah.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
And when the ball came wide, I'm telling you, we was not cooking,
We
bro.
just
Ahmad
died.
was not cooking,
Yeah.
bro.
He
Yeah,
wasn't.
every time Ahmad gets
Yeah.
the ball, I love to scream
He
cooking
died.
time. He weren't cooking, bro.
Yeah.
That's
Bro.
my point.
Yeah.
So
And Dallo
when
as well.
that's
Dallo
your
brought
only
down a lot of our
outlet,
players as
I
well.
hear your point. I
Always
hear your
tired.
in terms of can we change something? Can we change something? But bro, we played
Can I-
well on the ball.
4 out of
We
5,
wasn't
man. We
poor.
can't
Yeah, but
complain
also
about
you-
this, man. I'm not having it. We can't
Yeah.
complain about this, Nuruddin.
Yeah, but
Can't.
also,
I think
We
we
like,
can be
can
man,
go-
man, I'm talking about
we
ways
can
to
be
break
critical,
down.
but we're going overboard. 4 out of 5, man. This is mad.
He's
But
not
This is
telling
bro,
me,
madness.
man.
But
there's-
Rhino,
This is
the
there's-
biggest
absolute
thing is,
madness.
I'm talking about
Absolute
this
madness,
game.
man.
I'm
Madness.
talking about
No,
this
but
game.
Nuruddin, you're
Madness.
talking about.
Perfect. I'm not talking
But,
about
no, but
perfect
Nuruddin, you're
game.
talking about ways
I don't
to
want perfect
break
game.
down stubborn defenses. But at the end of the day, one of the ways is your player takes a touch and rockets the thing 25 yards off the crossbar, like what Dorgu did. Do you know what I'm saying? And we didn't have that. Do you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if all your attackers ain't playing well, you can say that, oh, it's because of the manager, they're not playing well. I don't agree at all, bro. They didn't play well because they didn't play well. Like Ahmad against fucking Diouf. Diouf had Ahmad for pace and physicality.
Yeah,
So
Diouf
Ahmad
pissed me
struggled to
off
go
as
down
well,
the
fam.
outside
player.
against
That's
him.
one player.
He pissed me
I
off. Him and
think there's another
Wan-Bissaka
He's,
pissed
you
me
say
off.
that's one player, but
Yeah.
he's our one player
Yeah, right,
that
the
can
same.
wriggle past players. He's the
Yeah,
one
and
guy
Cunha was nowhere to
that
be
can
seen.
do that.
Yeah,
there's
and
another
Cunha.
thing to add to
Cunha was
Nuruddin's
nowhere to
point,
be seen
though.
either.
There's another thing to
I
add to
think that's
Nuruddin's
part of
point.
Cunha's game, though, Tex. Like,
in-
I don't mind him drifting in and out
Wait,
of games because he just produces such special moments.
And exactly,
you're
he
right.
didn't step up, but he didn't
I
step
hear
up.
that,
He
I hear
didn't
that,
step up,
so-
and that's my point,
But-
innit? You get
But
me?
in terms
Yeah.
of what Nuruddin's saying, yeah, like just one more thing to add to it. You see, because obviously we've got Everton coming up next year, and
He's giving everybody the blueprint how to beat Manchester United.
that's what I was gonna say. Like,
Ah.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
Everton gonna play like that necessarily, but what I will say is, if we play Everton and they don't play the way West Ham did and we spank them, yeah, eventually teams are gonna start saying, wait, but West Ham did this and they got a result. And if we keep beating these teams that come to try and play against us at times and don't do the haram thing that West Ham did, I think eventually they're gonna say.
But
look,
you know
that
what it is,
West Ham
AJ?
might
That's
have
a
been
good point. AJ, that's a valid point, yeah. But in the last 4 games, we've played differently all 4 games. So we
Right.
showed in some sense that we can keep the lineup similar and alter our tactics in game. We just got this one wrong, Mandem.
Back
If
to
someone
nitpicking.
told you
Yep.
that in 5
that's
games
it.
of Carrick's 5 games, we're going to play at the Emirates, we're going to play that we've never won in 2 years, and we're going to get 13 out of 15 points, you would have done the mad thing. Man's
but
bringing
I-
out matches for
that's
that
what I'm
one.
saying, but
That's
I
mad,
agree.
bro.
I agree with that, though.
13 out of 15.
I agree
And I
with that,
get
though.
it.
That's-
I get the whole Oli Gunnar social and Nuruddin. I swear that you're making some valid points, but in reality, if we lose these games, the man them are gonna cuss Carrick and say, "Oh, he's not
Yeah.
made for it." Ha ha ha. If we win it,
AJ,
then what?
AJ,
Where do we
AJ, I got a
win?
question.
Where do we get some sort of positive criticism? Where?
Yeah,
When?
but that's what I'm
Like,
saying.
do you know what
I
mean?
agree with that in terms of everything we've said. I agree with, but I
Yeah.
also agree with some of what Nuruddin said. And I
Yeah,
think we just
I
put them
agree
both
too
together.
with some of Nuruddin's points.
Because
100%.
Okay, I got a
I-
question for the Mandem then. Quickly, Saeed. Question for the Mandem,
Oh,
please.
yeah.
Thank you very much, Saeed. Do we play the same lineup then? Because in my head, it's an
Hell
energy
no.
thing a little bit.
Hell no,
So
yeah,
then
I
there's-
don't-
now there's a
No.
13-day rest. Now there's a 13-day rest now, AJ and Ransto. So there's
Yeah,
a
but bro,
13-day rest.
no, but here's
and
the
Rhino's
thing, though.
kind of saying, but
Here's the thing, though.
Rhino's kind of saying now, look, it's just we got this one wrong, and kind of everyone's kind of saying that.
Yeah.
And then obviously Nuruddin's kind of picking out key elements of breaking down low blocks, and I agree with elements of what Nuruddin's saying. We need to freshen it up, and we're all kind of saying, Sesko maybe, or me. I kind of agree with Tex in the sense of, and I said it as well, that he doesn't really suit Carrick's kind of football, 100%, maybe 80%, 75%, and he's got very high technical finishes on a part of his game. So he's a good player, and we've got other good players in the squad. But do you play the same squad then? They got a longer rest. Do you play the exact
hell
same
no.
team?
Bro, we need to move
Why
past
do you change it, man?
Mbumo. We need to move past Mbumo centrally anyway. Like for the big games, that's cool. I believe if Dorgu was fit, Cunha probably starts up front, yeah, and Dorgu starts on the left. And if Cunha starts down the middle, it's something completely different. And Mbumo
So you
back
wanna
to
change
goal is useless, bro. He's been useless back to goal. But because we've scored the goals that we've scored, yeah, with him, Carrick has had like the easy job of not having to drop him or Ahmad. And I said in my match reaction, bro, Michael, now you have to make a decision. Pick one. Because we can't be doing both of them now.
I agree.
We can't be doing that now.
I think the only thing is though, without Dorgu, he does have a problem on that left-hand side in terms of we don't have any natural width.
Yeah.
Other than
yeah.
Luke Shaw, and
I
Luke
agree.
Shaw just doesn't have the legs to cover that whole left-hand side. And whether you put Mbuemo there, whether you put Cunha there, they
Yeah,
both
it's
clearly
dead.
come inside. So I don't really know what he can do. I'll be honest.
Cunha's a funny one though, because he's someone who likes to tuck inside but relies on a lot of space to produce magic.
Space,
If you look at the last 2 goals as well, Arsenal, he had acres of yards, whipped it. You look at the Fulham goal, like Casemiro had plenty of yards. He's on the shoulder, and even when he was on the shoulder, centre back weren't tight. And it's like he relies on a bit of space to produce magic. And in the tight areas, he's more like a ricocheted player. But
did he say
standing
he was-
the man
Yeah,
one
it's a
v
fluky
one.
kind of one. Yeah.
Even
fluky
Sean Larson,
one, innit, where
he
it works
scored
for him, but
15 goals.
When he's wide, yeah, go on.
I feel like
just saying-
Dorgu's a bit fluky as well. Dorgu gives me fluky vibes sometimes as well.
He
He's
is,
clever.
but then there's an intensity. He is, but there's an intensity still.
Yeah.
To follow your point, that Cunha played with Strand Larson last season, and he got 15 goals. So it's like he kind of fries with a player that
relies on the second balls.
Yeah, second balls, bro.
No, but do you know what it is as well, though? It's a different. It obviously was in the 3-4-3, so he doesn't have to be the natural width.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Big facts. But you saw yesterday, 9 times out of 10, he was in that false 9 role, and Mbeumo was wide on the left, bro.
I think they were interchanging.
They
I
were.
don't think Mbeumo does enough of that.
But we played much better when Cunha came out into a bit of space to do, like, you know, some bounce passes, etc.
Yeah.
So when we was compact, it worked well. I don't know why we're saying, oh yeah, we should have expanded more, because I feel like when we expand, that's how we was playing under Ruben Amorim, building up wide. And every time we whip the ball into the box, we have no physical presence. As I said, Sesko may be 6'4". He don't bury headers though. Do you get it? And he's not aggressive. He's not going to fight for them. Like he's one of those who closes his eyes when he headers. Hence why he will have a chance where.
It's
Bro,
teams, though.
yes,
It
he does
depends
close his
who you're
eyes when he
playing
headed. Look at his last chance, bro. When he was
It
in the
depends-
box, he had so much,
depends who you're playing against.
space, and he didn't know like his spatial awareness. So my thing is with Sesko, he's a great He's a great footballer. I think he's a top footballer on the ball. Top footballer, silky, great first touch, can link up, and he has a great finish on him, innit? But he's more of a confidence player. It's clear as day. And starting a player like that,
This
Yeah, but
is
start-
game to start him. I don't think.
But Tex, don't you think it depends? Don't you think it depends on the team you're playing though? Because if you think about West Ham in general, they struggle to defend crosses, and the few times we crossed the ball yesterday, we Casemiro scored, Xerxes had a header, Sesko scored. That's a game where you get the ball wide and you put balls in the box.
And we knew that before the game started. We knew that before the game started as well.
But if you look at them, they're
And
early
we
crosses.
didn't capitalize on it.
They're early crosses. They are.
They are early crosses.
They are.
They're not from wide positions, bro.
They're
It was
not.
Kobe Mainu who whipped one from a diagonal right position, bro.
Yeah.
It's not from wide position.
Bro,
That was
anyone will struggle to
from our
defend a cross
midfielders.
like that.
Well,
Players have to do that. Though.
But you know what the wickedest thing is, yeah? Remember with Moisey, yeah, when we crossed the ball 100 times? Remember that game?
That was weird, though.
Do you remember that?
was weird.
Do you remember that? Man can say it's weird, yeah? Brother, man still laugh about the fact that we put in all them crosses and didn't score. So the funny thing is, if we started spamming bare crosses, if we spammed bare crosses and we didn't score,
You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
brother,
Yeah.
if we crossing the ball and didn't score, yeah, man would have said, hold on. But they've got all these players back and you're tossing the ball in and you're at a numerical disadvantage anyway when you put the ball in the box. Because when you're playing against a deep block, unless you're going to send your centre-backs in the box, you're crossing the ball in for 4 man against 7 or 8 sometimes. So the odds are not with you anyway, bro.
You could have put Tersky and Sesko on and crossed the ball. I just want to go back to what you said about
and we scored.
Mbeumo. What you said about Mbeumo.
Yeah.
I just want to go back to what you said about Mbeumo. Mbeumo, in the majority of the game, wasn't even offering us anything up front anyway. His job was to protect Luke fucking Shaw from Bowen. And Juan Bissaka doubling up on him. That was his job. He did defensively, he did his job that well. But it tells you everything where we've got left backs that we need to fucking protect. When you're doing that, like Marcel said, like I said, Carrick didn't want to win this fucking game. And by his bullshit statement at the end of the day, it explains to me why. That to me in this game, he was cowardly. He didn't go for the win. He didn't want to go for the win. You know, football is risk. Manchester United DNA, everybody fucking talks about. It's risk.
All right, Nuruddin, can I make a
Hey,
point?
that's
on
the
that?
line.
None of
Oh,
us
Musa, Musa's here, yeah. Big up Musa.
Oh my God.
What's that energy with Amri?
Let Musa talk. Let Musa talk. Let Musa. And Musa, handle this. Handle this, Musa. Handle this, man.
I've got breaking news for you. Your boy got fucking found out. by Nuno Espirito Santos. Yeah, I hold that about the permanent job and BS.
No, but nobody's sitting on them, really. Yeah, go on, Musa, go on.
Musa's the one that's saying Carrick for the job. What are you talking about?
No, but
Listen, you know what's mad? That Carrick got us a win yesterday, and man thinks that they a draw, and man thinks that we lost. That's what's mad.
No, you got found
I'm
out.
just hearing that man got found out because he got a draw away at West Ham, a team that's fighting for their lives. That's why man says find out. But you know what?
Yeah, but they won their last 3 games on the bounce.
Listen, every team, listen, but they're on form. But they're one of the uninformed teams in the league. When you're an informed team, and that's why we got a draw. 2 on 4. Yeah, that's why there was a draw. That's why we got a draw. 2 on 2 informed teams. 2 informed teams came head to head, and we got a draw.
Let Musa. Oh yeah, go on. My bad.
Yeah, the issue that we have here is this: like yesterday, everybody knew that West Ham was in form, fighting for their lives, relegation, and they were at home. Yeah, on a flipping Tuesday night to Manchester United, where these men always flipping raise their game. We went there and we fought. The boys fought. Things went left. My biggest issue, as I said to you yesterday, Saeed, is that the 2 flipping Portuguese lads went back to default setting.
Yeah,
Bruno and Delo went back to default setting for me. And that was a big issue because when flipping Arteta is subbing his captain at Arsenal or taking him off, people start getting mad. You can't do that to your captain. But the reality is this: sometimes you got to get the man off the pitch. One of our biggest issues that we had yesterday was Bruno going back to default setting and trying to hit the ball in the air all the time and not allowing us to play the football that we've been playing recently. But you know what? It can happen sometimes. But the fact that we were fighting until the last minute, Carrick wanted to get a draw. Not even a draw. He wanted to get a win. He was trying to get a goal all second half because he knew that 1 goal can change the whole tide of the game and would score more goals. And it wasn't coming. That can happen in football. When Man City are flipping trying to win an away game and they go away with a loss or a flipping draw, no one starts saying Pep's being found out, it's finished, it's the end of the world. Why is Carrick being found out? If flipping my man scored Zertsky, we would have went in again and scored a goal. We had about 10, 15 minutes when Zertsky missed that opportunity where it went wide of the post. And if we win that game 2-1, the Carrick doubters come back and say, we got away with one. What do you mean we got away with one? Brother, you earn your luck. You're fighting. It's like someone who gets knocked down in the first or second round in a boxing match, but he's slugging in the 10th and 11th to flipping win the fight, and man starts saying when he knocks man out, he got away with one. Brother, man's fighting for his life. What are you talking about? I didn't see the old United that I'm used to seeing yesterday. I saw a team that came out. Yeah, that would have lost that game or would have put their heads down. I see a team that played on Saturday, came out on Tuesday, and kind of underestimated what was in front of them. The players, I don't think flipping Carrick did. He didn't underestimate West Ham. Or he would have made a bag. If Carrick underestimated West Ham, he would have made a bag of changes. He would have been doing flipping jobs for the boys. Let's give some man them minutes. Let's give this 1 minute. He hasn't played. Carrick has kept it consistent.
Musa, I got a question. Do you think there was energy in the team? Like that first 45 minutes, Musa, don't like the 4 games that we've seen so far from Carrick. Didn't you think the tempo's been a lot crisper with the passes?
No, but that was on this. I'm saying, but that was on the players. That was on the players because they played on Saturday. They came out and they didn't up the tempo from the beginning. But what I'm trying to say to you is this: if the manager underestimated West Ham and thought that this is an easy win, this would have been a game that he would have gave certain man minutes just for the sake of it. He would have benched certain man and said, you played on Saturday, let me give this man. He didn't give no 1 minute. He went for the same team that's been playing at a certain level for the last 4 games. And they were under pressure.
Yeah, but I think he underestimates West Ham, Musa, by the mere fact that he still thinks that same team with the short turnover, like you've mentioned, they're able to produce the same kind of quality level of football that they're always producing. That's why I'm saying under.
Why don't we? But you didn't listen when that team played City and then they played Arsenal or then they played. You didn't ask for that team to be changed.
No facts. No facts.
Why are you asking for it to be
trying to make Musa is there's a 7-day window in between there.
No, you know what it is. You know what it is. Everybody.
Saeed said about 3 games ago, changing Burma. What are you waffling about, Musa?
No. I said,
Changing Burma. Listen,
Your boy Carrick,
listen.
your boy got
And
Carrick,
Burma,
your boy Carrick got
and Burma,
sued and got sent
and
to the shops,
Burma,
yeah? Remember that.
you said,
Carrick
listen,
is manager.
who
That sounds
scored your
blocked, that
goals?
guy as well.
Listen,
That
listen.
saying
Man have been
whatever
screaming
sounds
for
blocked.
Burma to get. Man have been screaming for Burma to
rude,
get
bro.
bent, but he's the one that's been winning you the games and scoring goals. But you've been screaming for it. You can't have it both ways. Don't be celebrating when he's scoring. You can't. No, you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways.
What I will say, one second.
You're comparing him to Salah. Mbeumo's 27 years old. Salah was doing a madness, winning games by himself when he was 27 years old. And now
when we got linked to Mbeumo, Noridine, I've got receipts on you. I don't want no refunds, Noridine. When we got linked to Mbeumo, you was excited. When we got linked to Mbeumo, Noridine was excited.
And guess what? Musa? In the last 3 months, what else I told you? Before even the...
We don't want to hear the 3 months. We don't want to hear 3 months. We want to hear last season when we got linked to him.
And he went to the AFCON and he was stung the place out, came back, was thinking the place out. But because we got a couple of goals, especially when I can sit on the counter, all of a sudden, his magician, magic.
You reckon? Let me ask a question.
Carrick is
Noridine
found out yesterday and he didn't change
So what's your tactics? So tell us your tactics, Noridine. What's your tactics?
No, hold on. You know, Musa, can I just say something, yeah? I'm gonna mute everyone. Yeah? I think there's a lot of PTSD, guys, man. We got a lot of PTSD.
Yeah.
Ruben Amorim isn't here. No, there is. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. There is. Please relax. Hold on a minute. Let me have a point, man. I think there's a lot of PTSD going on. I think there's a lot of knee-jerk reactions going on. I feel like there's a lot of kind of like, yo, we want everything now. Like I said, yeah, has there been different games where, okay, Fulham game, did we low key? It was a tough game.
Would have lost that game or drawn that game as well, bro.
It'd be a tough game, but we have to understand. We have to go rough with the smooth. It's gonna be up and down. Top 4 or whatever we get, it's gonna be up and down. There's not gonna be amazing games. There's gonna be games where you're gonna drop points. And if you told me West Ham, who have won 3 out of the last 5, who are fighting for their lives here, are going to get a point at ground that we haven't won since 2021, I would have said, you know what? Out of the 4, you know what? I'd rather get a draw out of them because you know why? Fulham, we usually beat them at home. Man City is always 50-50. Arsenal is difficult. So you know what? West Ham, if that's what it's going to be, to get a point at them and we're 13 out of 15, so be it, bro. I think sometimes
Saeed
you
is
have a rationale.
And to add a quick point as well, based on what Nuruddin said as well, we've identified Carrick's mistakes and we can critique it. We haven't said he's been perfect, but I think it was unfair of you to say that he's been shook. He's a shookhead. He's found that he's a scaredy cat because I feel like the last 4 games he showed bravery. So the one game that maybe he got it wrong, you can't now use the one game. The other 4 games he showed bravery, he showed balls. He gave us that old school United never give up feeling. We've had it for ages.
I think it's a thing where you forgive and you don't forget, innit? Like it's a thing where like we can criticize a manager.
It's that deep though, AJ. You think it's that deep though, bro?
No, it's not that. I'm not saying it's deep here. I'm not saying it's deep, but what I'm saying is like sometimes you need to be able to take criticism when you drop points in it. So it's like cool. There's criticism of what Carrick done, but the reason why I'm saying Nuruddin's right and also we need to allow it as well is because if we now have another game like this and Carrick does the right thing,
but we have to wait for that now. We have to wait for that from
it. We have to wait.
That's what we need to watch
against it again before we say he's not right.
Evidence important. Evidence important.
I'm open to that. If he changes it, to me, listen. You guys are telling me I've watched football more than most of you have been alive because I'm probably the oldest, right? And I'm not putting that on you. I'm just saying to you, I win, lose or draw is 3 results in a football game. I do not expect perfection, but what I expect is common sense basic things. And if the guy on the sideline is not doing the common sense basic things, like moving the ball quickly or bypassing that mid-block that they had and going to the defenders by bringing 2 guys on, bringing Zersky and Sesko on my mother's grave, like I said, I'll be on this channel and I'll be defending that if we go smash. Because you know what? You know what I'll say? You know what I'll say? You know what I will say?
They did come on. They did.
You know what this game highlighted
earlier.
Listen, I will say
rather than your character.
Listen, you know what I will say? I will say, you know what? He tried to change the game. He tried to go for it, and we got beaten. And that is the Manchester United DNA. So anybody wants to talk about Manchester United DNA, it's risk. Busby, risk.
But then we've
risk.
but if we draw to Everton, yeah,
we've been risking the last games.
You don't think he tried to go for the game though?
No, he didn't.
Casemiro goal offside. Joshua Zirkzee near miss. Like,
yeah,
bro. If these
we're 1-0 down.
Cold set.
You know what it is. It's gonna be difficult.
What did we create? Tech, explain to me before they scored. What did we create? Before they scored,
I don't think it's a game full of
chances. And I tell you, the only
But Nuruddin, what teams create against low blocks though? What teams create against low blocks?
Listen, Kobe Leone's amazing cross to Casemiro, who actually used all his experience, intelligence, and thought, you know what? There's nobody actually making us run deep. And you saw it a couple of times where he's in the area and he was the one that was going. You know what?
He was high majority of the second half.
I'm going to unsettle this back line. I'm going to go in there as an extra body. And that goal, offside, yeah, that's the only quality moment we created. And I'm telling you, same cross goes to Sesko. Out of 20 times, he's getting it in one or twice. He's not getting it.
You know what I will say though.
But
Nuruddin, do you know what it is? Yeah, Nuruddin, you're 100. Nuruddin, in terms of playing against a low block and how they compact to the middle, of course we're gonna need it. That game we needed a focal point. We all know that we needed it. As soon as Xerxes came, you saw it. As soon as
why did they have to wait for 70 minutes?
That's true. But managers getting wrong.
What are you talking about? Who does these halftime changes? Who does these halftime changes all the time? He made a change after an hour. What coach? Name me them. Name me them. Name them. Name them. Name them. Name them. Name them. Man's going on like every. Listen, 1 minute. There's 20 games. Listen, no, you wait there. There's 20 games a week. Listen. You got to delete. I haven't finished. I haven't finished.
No, I'm gonna answer.
I haven't finished.
They the managers.
I haven't finished. I haven't finished. Why are you answering?
Let me answer the fucking question.
I haven't finished. I haven't finished. Why are you triggered? Why are you triggered? Why are you triggered?
You told the family Carrick is the guy.
1 second. I'm gonna mute you both. 1 second. Everyone, chill. The first question was. Name me managers that change at halftime. First question is going to ask you. Then he's going to ask you another question after that. So, Nuruddin, answer the first question. Name me managers that change it at halftime, are proactive as well. The top managers. That's the first question. Go on, Nuruddin.
First question, it's game dependent. So, if your team, if you know this, yeah, and Martial was here and he said it. So, if your team put out a performance like that in a game that you want to win because you're in a top 4 race with Liverpool and fucking Chelsea, and you want to win this game against the relegation for the 18th for the fucking reason.
Okay, answer the question though.
Let me finish the answer. So any coach who makes changes, it's situation and context dependent. You don't just make changes.
So you can say the same thing about Michael Carrick.
Well, let me finish.
Of course you can.
You see at the 11 that you put on the pitch, put out, especially the 4 or the 5 in attack. They put that stinker on in the first half. You're changing it. You are changing it. Do you know why you're changing it? Because you're like, we need to score a goal in this game because if they score, it's going to be a long day for us. So it's context, it's situational, it's oppositional, it's the coach you're playing against, it's the tactics he's doing. You planned the game. You watched it in the first half and it did not work.
It was a situation because it was 0-0.
We got nowhere.
Of course there wasn't.
This is agenda-based now.
This is agenda-based.
We're going to move on. We're going to move on because it's agenda-based.
Rhino, and AJ. Yeah. If you're the coach, deep down honest, you watch that first half, are you changing at halftime, yes or no? And please be honest.
I said that, bro.
100%. We need the focal points. I agree with that.
It doesn't make me that angry, though. It doesn't make me that angry.
Yeah.
No, but bro, exactly. We made the point. You know why you got an agenda? Because you're upset. You're angry, bro. You're fuming.
That's why the agenda.
You know, 5 weeks ago, we was complaining about getting into the top 4. We just drew last night, and we're still in the top 4. Michael Carrick is more than hitting his targets, bro. Do you understand? We're still forgetting that he's still interim manager, bro. He hasn't taken a permanent role. None of us on here, even today, have said, "Oh yeah, we want him to be permanent manager." This is all. No one said that.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, but we didn't say that on here today, though.
And Tyrone.
We did not say that on here today, innit? It's based off yesterday's
football,
bro.
And if we won the game, we would not be talking about Michael Carrick.
Exactly.
One of the things is this, though. One of the things is this, though. Let me.
No, Nurdin's been talking about Carrick.
Yeah, no, he was talking about. One of the things is this, Saeed, and this is what I'm saying to you is this: we all watch football, yeah, every single one of us. Most managers, when two teams come out and can't get a grips of the ball, and they're both finding it difficult to get into rhythm and play the game, and they've got 11 players who have just won 4 games in a row, they give them at least an hour. Most managers, 8 out of 10. You might have 2 that will go and make this change, De Zerbi, Pep, whatever, but they're not the majority. 8 out of 10 say, let me see what they're going to do for the hour. After the hour, if they still haven't done anything, they bring someone on. Carrick brought my man on with about 20 minutes to go. Well, what do we want? 25. Huh?
No, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, but we can
70 minutes. Yeah, but you brought him on with 25 minutes to go. 25 minutes, 70. So what? Listen, let me tell you. He brought him on with 25 minutes to go. Whether it's 60 minutes, an hour or 10, he brought him on with 25 minutes to go. 25 minutes he came on and he was finding it difficult to get into rhythms, Sesko at the beginning. He found it difficult. He was trying to find his feet. Why? Because it was one of those games. Nobody could really get their foot on the ball. It just happened. But to go on like Carrick sat there for like flipping until the 85th minute or 90th minute to make a change is madness. He waited for about an hour. Then he said, you know what? It's not happening. And he brought a strike on. Most managers, listen, 1 minute. 1 minute to this. Okay, let's be precise. An hour and 10 minutes. He waited for an hour and 10 minutes with only 25 minutes to go left, 20 minutes and the 7-minute stoppage time, whatever it was, to bring someone else on to make a change. All I'm saying is 8 out of 10 managers do the exact same thing. He's not flipping some elite.
Certain managers make changes at half time, mate, when the game plan is not working.
Listen, what I'm saying to you is, let me say to this. But I'm not saying, listen, Nordy. I'm saying, look, listen to this. Last point. Managers have done that, but we're going to all watch a game this week, and we're all going to watch the games that went on last week. Name me the managers last week that changed play. Not everyone had good starts to the first half, but you can name the managers this week that made changes like that at halftime or the following week. Because guess what? We're not the only team that had a bad first half, and we're not the only team that a manager didn't make a change until around the hour 10 minutes. It's normal. But to make it be a point why Carrick isn't the one, for me, is madness.
Let me move the conversation on. There's 2,000 people in the building. Guys, 1 second. 1 second. Guys,
you know that. Everybody on here would have changed it at halftime. Everybody, and that's when you notice something.
Hold on a minute. Let me just move over the conversation. Obviously, we've got 2,000 people in the building, guys. I don't know if you're here right now. Just hit the like button on the video. That would be massive. You know, it's been a crazy show. You know, you would not have thought that United would be 4 wins and a draw in the last 5 games. But listen, it's all about opinions, isn't it? It's all about opinions. Well, it's all about opinions. I hear it.
Talking about last night's game.
It's all about opinions.
My whole thing was breaking down last night's game. And I talked to you about Fulham, and I talked to you about Tottenham, and to me, City setting up a low block against City and mid block low against City and against Arsenal weren't that complicated. Yes, we gave the players a bit more confidence.
Well, listen,
we played a low block against City. That's what they did.
Listen. We're gonna move on.
What did we played a low block against City?
We dominated.
Play a low block against City.
But listen.
The only game out of all of them we actually.
Watch the first
Rhino. There's a few comments I want to. There's a few Jim Ratcliffe comments that I just want to touch on before we go. He's made a few comments saying, here's the first one. Says, I've seen quite a bit of this football club. If you do difficult things, which we felt we had to do at Man United, we felt like there were things, the right things to do, but you do become very unpopular for a while. And he said here about the current climate of the UK. You can't have an economy with 9 million people on benefits and a huge level of immigrants coming in. I mean, the UK has been colonized. It's costing too much money. The UK has been colonized by immigrants, really, hasn't it? I mean, the population of the UK was 58 million in 2020. Now it's 70 million. That's 12 million people. So we got our guy, Jim Ratcliffe, who's a politician now. who's obviously probably working with Nigel Farage, you know, by the looks of it. Yeah, man, this guy, I don't know what he's saying. I don't know why he's needed to say it. What's going on here? Ain't this guy tax dodging in flipping Monaco? Like, what is this guy talking about immigrants, bro? When you are in another country, and you know what I mean? Like, what's going on here, bro? Like, I don't get why he's come out and done an interview.
You want me to break it down for you?
Yeah, why is he done this interview? Why is he done this interview?
It's simple, Saeed, because he's getting squeezed here. So he's not allowed to drill to get new oil off the shores of Britain, right? His company, Ineos, have lost 18 billion pounds, yeah? 18 billion pounds in the red, right? I pay attention to this shit, yeah? So my guy is absolutely waffling. So what he do is, he is going to try to align himself with Nigel Farage, and a lot of the top Reds, some of them, not all of them, but some of them will agree with that sentiment. So he's reading the room. He's seen Nigel Farage, which could be Britain's next prime minister. He's also seen the heat he's getting from the United fans, and he's tried to appeal to some of them to their xenophobia and racism. This guy ain't nothing but a two-bit fucking racist and a coward. He lives in Monaco. That is an offshoot of France. Why you a fucking immigrant in another country then? And by the way, all of us are here because Britain came to us, you fucking clown, right? And the reason sometimes is population in terms of the 10 years or however many years he said, it could do with loads of things. Do you know how many millions of Britons live abroad in Canada, in New Zealand,
what I'm saying,
in Spain, throughout different places of Europe? You know how many millions there are? You don't want to talk about that, do you? And you know what? He's supposed to be, Saeed, a free market because he owns a corporation. He believes in no borders. So this is what it is. In his business, there's no borders. You can drill, you can make money, you can do business with anybody, anywhere across the world you want. But in this moment in time, this is what he wants to do. He wants to split the fan base. And the way you split the fan base is to apply to the current environment and the current circumstances with a lot of the xenophobia and racism and the hatred of people who look like us, right? Who look like us. And this is what he's playing to. So how can I split the Manchester United fan base? And I promise you, there'll be some in the top red section who will be like, you know what, Jim?
Yeah, we agree with him. The
reason why the reason why there are 12 million people or 8 million or how many million he said people on welfare is because majority of those people who are on welfare, Saeed, are working as well because wages are not meeting the kind of the all throughout the years. I forgot what it's called, but wages do not climb in the same time as the things get expensive. So your local things get expensive the same rate as the wages that you're getting paid. So almost half of the people that he's talking about that are on welfare, half of them are working. They are what they call in-work poverty because the corporation and his corporation and people like him don't pay. You can't go and never talk about anything. We know what you did. You told people to bring sandwiches. You told people they can only have soup. They can't have any meat or fish at Carrington. You're an embarrassment.
Facts.
And a racist clown, and you've shown yourself. What does that say to you? If you are all of the fans abroad who spent so much money to come here, to come and watch Manchester United, who are from totally different countries. And what does he say about people like us?
It just sets the wrong precedent, though, innit?
Saeed, what does he say about people like us here, who are born and bred or grew up in Manchester, who want to support a club? This is our owner here. This is the part owner of the football club telling us we need to get the hell out of this country.
Yeah,
but this is going to split. This divides the fan base, though, because as you said, Noureddin, you're bang on, spot on. The top Reds or some top Reds will side with that because some maybe even EDL in that, bro. That's the God's honest truth. So they will now come out and back that case. Exactly. So they will come out, back that case, and then you're going to get people like us who are going to fight against it, and then that's when the civil war happens, bro. And it's you can't be doing that, man. As the head of the helm, bro, at Manchester United, like we go in our pre-seasons in Asia and that. We can't be setting these sorts of precedents. Like, even if you think like that, keep it to yourself, man.
Yeah,
you gotta keep it to yourself.
But then what happens when you're racist, though? You always come out your closet, man.
It's true. Facts.
You know what I mean? There ain't no. There can be some people that can do it covertly and whatnot, and you know what I mean, whatever. But there's some people that just it comes out naturally, and he's come out. He's been found out now, bro. This is what he is. You know what I mean, bro? It's nasty. I don't know what's made him do this. Is he been paid by Nigel Farage? Is he been paid by someone in the, like? What's made him do this, bro? You're saying it's about the money. I get it's about the money, but he definitely feels that type of way as well.
He feels that way, and he's reading the room. He's reading the room. The Labour government said to him, "There's no because climate change."
Yeah, climate change. Yeah,
you can't do the offshore drilling. He's lost 18 billion, Saeed. So you are incompetent. Your company's lost 18 billion in the red. Manchester United are in so much debt, right? That they think that they got no money to buy players. So that's the reason why he's lashing out, Saeed. He's lashing out and he wants to get the top reds on side. I just hope this is a plea to the top reds. This guy does not care about you. He doesn't care about what you eat. He doesn't care. If he cared so much, why is he not looking after the top reds who work for the football club? Why is he telling them they can't have any meat and they can only have sandwiches and soup? Why is he telling them that? Ask yourself that question. When was the last time a billionaire cared about you or your family? We are struggling the same as working class people. Black, white.
This is a big comment.
We
UK has been colonized. The UK, the biggest colonizer in the world.
And you're the biggest colonizer, mate.
Yeah. Let me get these super chats before we wrap up. AJ versus Rants. We are so asked for so long, we forgot how teams set up and they respect you. I take the point. West Ham have been good away from home. Mandem, I want to see Bruno drop Cunha in his spot and then Mbeumo right, Ahmad left, and Sesko top. Imagine the team giving 7 out of 10s instead of Bruno dropping a 0 and then getting an assist. I agree. This is what I'm trying to say. The balance of him chasing assists, but he has stinkers. You feel me? Just Waffle says, have you heard Jim Ratcliffe's recent comments about immigrants' bad mind? I wonder if he's looked at his squad recently. Agreed, Nuruddin, all his players can't be off down to manager. Nasty work blaming Carrick, 13 points from 15. Come on. Nura, name me a post manager who has been good at dealing with low blocks. Nuruddin needs to calm down. Him and Musa with the Wakanda agenda is disgusting. Shout out to the top Reds on the panel. Are you Roy Keane in disguise? Are you Roy Keane in disguise? What are you saying about Ratcliffe's comments? Is he moving mad? Please leave the show, Nuruddin shouting show. Saeed and Rants can't be dishonest agenda merchants. Carrick should have been given Sesko and Xerxes minimum 30 minutes. Nuruddin, please can you tell me your ideal manager? Big up likes. He says, are the United fans saying give Carrick a job in the room with us now? Yeah, one was a Musa. Even under official United accounts post, nobody overhyping Carrick. Sesko biomechanically is a lanky 6'5", not a powerful one. He's not an Ibra Drogba Haaland. He's more of a lanky workhorse type. Walter Maddo, maybe more mobile. Nah, he's definitely not mobile, Walter Maddo. People overreacting. Big up my guy Wasim. Yes, Sesko could have started. Box movement, presence, fullbacks, lack width. Subs weren't late contextually. Went for the goal, got it. Before the game, big up football and soccer. Before the game, wasn't everyone saying it's a positive? We finally got a consistent lineup. Everyone now genius in hindsight. We learn from it and move on. Musa says, Nora, I want to pay to watch the rap battle. It's the truth, says Tribal. Economics have predicted 13 out of the last 7 recessions. Sums up Nuruddin today. That wasn't racist. Stop it. Listen, I don't know what you're saying there, mate. You're from Nigeria as well, bro. That's crazy. Shout out to the URT Army. Yesterday game wasn't showed how we ain't ready to play too much in a week. Free the land, free Palestine, free Congo, free Sudan, and etc. etc. People, we're gonna wrap it up here, man. I've got to watch the 7:30 kickoffs. Big up to you, Rhino, as always. Always love, bro. Big up to you each and every time. Make sure you follow Rhino. Any project you want to shout out, bro, let them know.
Yeah, nah, big up, man. You lot stay locked, man. Keep liking the video. Obviously we've got some music coming out soon, so make sure you're checking out an artist called M Lizzy. You know, check out his TikTok, check out his Instagrams. You know, dropped like 4 different previews of 4 different songs, so gonna start giving you a bit of music. So yeah, but big up the chat, man, and big up all the Mandem as well. Everyone that was here, big up Uncle Nuruddin. You feel me? That's big unks there, you know. So everyone got to respect him, you feel me? And he's made some valid points. But yeah, man, I think for me, it's just, you know, I'm seeing a lot of positive stuff that I can hold on to, and I'm concerned about a few things, but I've got to have a bit of a balance, and we got to see. Everton's going to tell us a lot as well. That's going to tell us what Carrick has learned. Very, very important. But yeah, man, we go with it, man. And when's the last time we can say that, you know, these last few games we've been excited to, you know, I actually can't wait for the game. You know, when I know we got a game tonight, I'm like, the day is nice. Yeah, so it's good to have a bit of that back still.
You got the game wrong last night, and it's okay to say that you got the goal completely completely
Yeah.
wrong. The lineup wrong. The subs
Yeah.
wrong. You should have
I
changed
hear
it
it.
at halftime.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Nuri, you're
But
live.
yeah,
at
you
10
lot smash the likes
I'm
as
live
well,
at
though,
10,
man.
10.
Smash the likes.
Yeah, Nuri,
Send,
you're
Saeed,
live
so
at
send
10.
them if you're
I'll
around.
send them
Yeah.
over. Yeah. We got everyone locked in. Make sure you follow everyone's channel.
I'm gonna be talking about Jim and Harry Maguire new contract, but yeah,
Yeah.
I might have to change the thumbnail now. Jim.
Yeah, Jim. Yeah. No, you definitely will do. Definitely, guys. I'll see you over on the watch along. Take care. Peace. We're out.